Welcome back. Today we're recapping My Status as an Assassin Obviously Exceeds the Heroes, covering the key moments, major twists, and everything you need to know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. A masked assassin attacks Akira inside a dark mansion, claiming they have the same target. The story opens with both killers refusing to withdraw. Neither assassin knows how far the other will go for the contract. The rival uses hidden tricks and fast blade work, but Akira answers with concealment and precise counters. Their duel becomes a contest of professional instincts. A single mistake could expose either fighter and decide the assignment. Akira finally corners the wounded rival, yet the outcome is withheld. The scene serves as a glimpse of the deadly choice awaiting him later. Its meaning becomes clear only after Akira accepts a real assassination contract. The story returns to Akira Oda's school life. He is so quiet that classmates struggle to remember he has always been in their class. His anonymity is natural, not magical, long before the summoning changes him. After school, a mysterious light engulfs the classroom and transports everyone away. The students awaken together in an unfamiliar royal hall. No one explains where they are, increasing the panic inside the royal chamber. The king of Riitis says demons threaten the human continent and summoned heroes are needed. The frightened students are given little time to question him. The polished welcome hides how little freedom the newcomers actually possess. A crystal reveals each student's class and abilities. Kyosuke Sato receives the hero class, exactly matching his reputation as the group's natural leader. The result encourages everyone else to accept the ceremony as legitimate. Akira receives the assassin class and discovers his starting statistics already exceed Sato's. He immediately suspects the kingdom's explanation is incomplete. His numbers turn the supposed supporting class into the strongest role present, despite royal expectations. Rather than expose his impossible numbers, Akira hides his status and slips away. Maximum concealment lets him move through the palace almost unnoticed. This secrecy becomes his first defense against the people who summoned him. He tests his new body and confirms the summoning granted superhuman strength. Instead of celebrating, he searches for information the court is concealing. Every test confirms that his body now obeys impossible physical limits. Akira overhears officials discussing how to control the students and keep them from the archives. Their conversation proves the royal family has a hidden plan. Akira now knows the palace fears informed heroes more than demons. He considers warning everyone, but expects no one to believe him without evidence. Meanwhile, Sato asks the class to cooperate and protect this world. Without proof, accusing the king would only isolate him from everyone. Knight Commander Saran Mithray introduces himself as their instructor. His relaxed manner contrasts with the court, and the students begin formal combat training. Saran's humor makes him the first adult the class can approach. Saran notices Akira despite concealment because his unusual eyes detect temperature differences. He promises not to reveal Akira's secret to the king or princess. That promise gives Akira one ally inside a palace built on surveillance. Akira asks to study the archives and learn how this world works. Saran agrees, then discovers Akira's concealment skill is already at maximum level. The discovery convinces Saran that Akira's growth cannot be ordinary. Saran offers private training and asks about Japan in return. Akira admits his real goal is surviving long enough to return to his family. Their lessons become an exchange of skills, stories, and cautious trust. The archives describe humans, elves, beastmen, demons, and separate continents. Saran helps Akira understand how classes grow through combat while skills improve through practice. The information replaces royal propaganda with a more complicated history. Akira learns that only the legendary first hero also mastered concealment. While searching further, he finds a political plan hidden inside an innocent-looking book. Someone deliberately disguised the document so curious students would overlook it. Saran admits he wrote the plan for a peaceful coup because the king is distorting the world's laws. Akira still rejects assassination as an easy solution. Later, Saran recalls Akira standing behind the king without striking. He says an assassin class cannot force anyone to kill. His refusal proves that choice still matters, even when every title encourages obedience instead of conscience. Akira fears becoming someone his mother and sister would not recognize. Saran encourages him to become an assassin who protects life whenever another path exists. The distinction gives Akira a moral boundary his class never provided. Saran explains why Akira's independent judgment impressed him. Their private lessons strengthen concealment, swordsmanship, and the trust between teacher and student. Saran also teaches him to read danger before deciding whether violence is necessary. 1 month later, the class prepares to enter the Cantinen Labyrinth. Akira joins the expedition while continuing to watch the royal family for betrayal. The expedition will test both his training and the kingdom's intentions. The expedition immediately meets stronger monsters than expected. A minotaur appears on an early floor and catches the inexperienced students off guard. Their confidence disappears when the creature ignores ordinary attacks and charges without slowing down. Sato insists the hero must protect everyone and pushes himself despite a broken arm. His obsession sounds unnatural, making Akira suspect magical control. He keeps fighting even when common sense says his body should stop. Akira confirms Sato is cursed and asks Saran for help. The commander lets him use shadow magic while directing the class away from danger. Saran accepts the risk because the curse is already destroying Sato. Their combined magic restrains the Minotaur and creates an opening. Akira attacks from concealment while the others keep the monster facing forward. The formation turns the students into bait while Akira reaches its blind side. The Minotaur falls without any student dying. Akira's intervention remains mostly unseen, allowing him to preserve the secret of his true strength. Only Saran knows Akira delivered the decisive wound from the shadows. Saran praises Akira but warns that shadow magic is difficult to control. The young assassin has power, yet still lacks the efficiency of experience. Technique, not raw status, becomes the weakness Akira must correct. The commander gives Akira the first hero's black katana, stolen from the treasury. Its engraved name is the God of Night. The blade connects Akira to the only predecessor who shared his talent across 2 generations. Saran believes the weapon may save his successor someday. He then turns back to the curse controlling Sato and the princess responsible for it. Saran's concern suggests the conspiracy is moving faster than expected. Akira confronts the princess's attendant while a healer tries to remove the curse. The woman admits she manipulates people for the king. Her confession confirms the royal family is engineering loyalty instead of earning it. Saran explains that the princess can curse almost anyone except the hero. Akira escaped only because he never revealed his status to the court. Hiding the assassin class unknowingly protected his mind from her spell. The commander tells Akira not to leave the palace that night, fearing the crown will try to eliminate him. They briefly imagine visiting Japan together. Their hopeful conversation makes the next morning's loss even crueler. The next morning, Saran is found murdered beside Akira's broken dagger. Shocked classmates begin accusing Akira before examining the evidence. The planted weapon turns grief into suspicion before anyone checks how Saran died. Royal guards declare Akira guilty and move to arrest him. He activates concealment while Jill reveals that Saran prepared a hidden escape route. Jill chooses Saran's final order over loyalty to the crown, despite certain punishment. The king privately confirms the students are cursed pawns and orders the Night Ravens to hunt Akira before he can expose the conspiracy. The order confirms the murder was part of a larger purge inside Ritus. Following Saran's instructions, Akira hides inside the labyrinth. The commander had warned that deep monsters could detect sound, scent, and body heat. Every deeper floor makes stealth less reliable and simple survival more difficult. Akira descends towards stronger floors, aiming for level 100 and a special class skill. Every boss chamber requires one side to die before opening. The labyrinth's rules force Akira to confront death without accepting murder. Grief drives him farther downward because he cannot avenge Saran at the palace. He chooses survival and training instead of a reckless return. Training becomes the only revenge that will not waste Saran's sacrifice. Back at the palace, the students discover the princess cursed Sato. Asahina helps remove the influence, and the group decides to leave Riitis. Removing one spell exposes how completely the court had shaped their decisions. Sato offers to travel alone, but the others follow him. They realize the king wanted them divided and refuse to remain obedient weapons. Their unity denies the king the obedient party he intended to create. Asahina explains how her skill exposed the curse. Sato remembers Saran's final order and regrets failing to defend Akira when accusations began. His regret becomes another reason the students refuse to abandon Akira, despite their fear. The classmates share family photographs and personal details while planning their next move. Their ordinary bonds become a reason to survive and return home. The photographs remind them that ordinary lives still wait beyond this world. Deep below, Akira's health and shadow magic recover faster than expected. He keeps descending, marking floors so he will not lose his route back. His careful markings preserve a path upward if the descent becomes impossible. Akira senses an elf on an impossibly deep floor and approaches carefully. His all-seeing eye reveals severe injuries and dangerously low health. Finding someone alive this deep is almost as alarming as her condition. The elf, Amelia Rosaquartz, wakes frightened and suspicious. Akira asks before examining her again, learning that she possesses the same dangerous eye skill. Their matching eyes make trust difficult because both can see concealed truths. Akira gives Amelia water, warmth, and food, drawing on years of caring for his sick mother. She slowly accepts that he genuinely intends to help. For Amelia, his patience matters more than the strength he keeps hidden. Amelia questions why Akira returned with supplies instead of abandoning her. He treats her fever and lets the exhausted elf rest without demanding answers. He treats survival as enough payment, confusing someone accustomed to exploitation. Once she can walk, Amelia follows him because they are heading the same way. Their uneasy partnership begins while monsters close in around them. Neither trusts the other fully, but isolation makes cooperation the safer choice. A powerful creature traces Akira's mana despite concealment. Amelia warns him, and they combine their magic to survive the sudden attack. The encounter proves concealment cannot protect Akira from every magical sense, especially at close range. The defeated dragon shrinks into a small black cat. Amelia explains that the creature used transformation and was never a true dragon. Its harmless appearance makes the earlier threat harder for Akira to process. The cat speaks, calls herself an intelligent beast created by the Demon Lord, and says she carried a message specifically for Akira. The message proves the Demon Lord already knows Akira's location and abilities. The Demon Lord invites Akira to the volcanic continent and promises to wait in his castle. The cat then calmly tells Akira to kill her. Her request turns victory into another test of Akira's principles. Akira refuses because the cat can think and speak. The boss door remains sealed, but his fondness for cats makes execution impossible. Killing an intelligent creature would violate the boundaries Sauron helped him define. Amelia proposes a familiar contract that would remove the cat's boss status. Failure could kill Akira the cat or both of them. The ritual offers a solution, but only if all three participants accept the risk. Akira names the cat Yoru and begins linking their souls. The ritual pulls his consciousness into a dark inner world. Naming her first changes the ritual from possession into a personal commitment, not a forced bond. Inside Yoru's soul, she demands that Akira kill her and save himself. The strange inner city reflects her despair and destructive past. Her demand reveals that death has become easier for Yoru than forgiveness. Yoru insists monsters are born to harm other races. Akira rejects that rule and refuses to survive by obeying an instinct she hates. Akira treats her hatred as learned pain rather than an unavoidable nature. He promises to stop Yoru if she loses control and stay beside her afterward. His acceptance gives her a reason to continue living. For Yoru, that promise is the first future anyone has offered her. The contract succeeds, binding their lives and officially making Yoru his familiar. The boss door opens without anyone dying. The peaceful solution proves Akira can use an assassin's power without becoming an executioner, even under pressure. Amelia welcomes Yoru and the three rest in the secure boss room. Their new party learns that the exit is a teleportation circle. The circle offers escape, but none of them knows where it will lead. Elsewhere, Sato's party reaches a Yamato-style town and enjoys food, clothing, and hot springs resembling historical Japan. The familiar streets and customs briefly make the summoned students feel closer to home, despite the dangers beyond town. The students realize they are nearly out of money. They plan to register as adventurers, gather information, and search for a route home. Adventurer work gives them income while reducing their dependence on any kingdom. Sato believes defeating the Demon Lord will give them leverage over Riitis. He also insists they must find Akira before attempting that mission. Finding Akira becomes essential because none of them trusts Riitis anymore. The group agrees Akira is stronger than all of them, but worries he has no reason to cooperate. They decide to train until they can stand beside him. Their weakness is now impossible to deny. Their plan is to remain in Yamato, earn money, and fight local monsters. They hope Akira will eventually pass through the same region. Yamato becomes both a training ground and a place where Akira might appear. Yoru and Amelia discuss Amelia's refusal to return home. The elf says conflict with her sister has made the Forest Kingdom unbearable. Her apology suggests guilt, but Yoru senses a deeper story remains hidden. Akira compares Amelia's family conflict to his own life, explaining that arguments do not erase the desire to return home. He remembers repairing his sister's broken phone and calming an argument with their mother. Family remains worth returning to despite every disagreement. The memory shows that conflict can end without breaking a family apart. Akira tells Amelia he misses his mother and sister. He also explains that Sauron was the first person here to truly notice and guide him. Sauron's loss links Akira's longing for home to his anger here. His anger over Sauron's murder briefly releases killing intent. Yoru warns him to regain control, and Amelia helps shift the conversation away from grief. Both companions recognize that revenge is beginning to control his judgment. Yoru explains that their contract links their souls, shares danger, and enables telepathic communication. Their lives remain linked. The teleportation circle reacts to the traveler's desires, although Yoru cannot predict its destination. Akira notes that demon teleportation may eventually help him return home. The possibility gives Akira his first practical clue for reaching Japan. The circle carries them beneath the sacred tree of the elven continent. Amelia recognizes her homeland and immediately regrets being brought back. Returning home exposes the fear Amelia had avoided throughout their escape. An elven patrol finds Amelia and calls her a fugitive who no longer deserves the title of princess. Akira refuses to let them take her quietly. His intervention places him against the Forest Kingdom's authority. Kilika, Amelia's twin sister, arrives and condemns her as the child of corruption. Archers surround the party before Amelia can explain herself. Her arrival turns Amelia's private shame into a public confrontation. A glimpse of palace life shows Kilika being prepared as the future ruler. Her resentment toward Amelia has shaped both politics and personal relationships. Every expectation on Kilika deepened her belief that Amelia replaced her. Kilika repeats that Amelia committed an unforgivable crime and should never return. Amelia apologizes rather than defending herself, revealing how deeply the accusation affected her. Years of guilt taught Amelia to accept punishment before questioning it. Akira asks what Amelia actually did. Kilika claims her sister poisoned her under the guise of giving medicine and manipulated everyone around them. The accusation explains why Amelia fled without trying to clear her name. Kilika uses charm on Akira and orders Amelia to apologize. The skill fails because Akira's level is far higher and he angrily defends Amelia's freedom. The failed spell proves Kilika cannot control Amelia's outsider ally. Soldiers attack on Kilika's command, yet Akira disables them without killing anyone. He demands that the accusations be tested instead of repeated as fact. His restraint shows that defeating the patrol does not require humiliating them. The Elven King unexpectedly returns and stops the confrontation. He orders Kilika to release the charmed soldiers before deciding Amelia's fate. The king's authority pauses the violence, but does not resolve the sister's accusation. Amelia says she will leave the kingdom with Akira rather than remain under suspicion. The king insists her royal responsibilities cannot be abandoned so easily. Leaving with Akira now feels safer than facing her family. Akira challenges the court's authority, prompting a formal duel. Kilika will fight for the king before the sacred tree, and the loser must obey the winner. The duel gives Akira legal standing against the court. Amelia explains the old superstition surrounding twins born with different hair and eyes. Although most elves reject it, Kilika still uses the legend against her. The superstition supplied a convenient story for resentment that already existed. Akira reassures Amelia that her unusual appearance is beautiful and accepts the duel willingly. Kilika prepares to restore what she believes Amelia stole. His praise directly challenges the shame Amelia has carried since childhood. The duel begins, and Kilika demonstrates wind magic refined to extraordinary precision. Akira uses concealment and shadow movement instead of meeting every attack directly. Kilika's precision forces Akira to rely on timing instead of strength. Kilika mistakes Akira's restraint for mockery and reveals years of jealousy. She believes Amelia took her family, status, and the affection of the entire kingdom. Her anger reveals the duel concerns years of abandonment. Memories show Amelia being identified as a legendary spirit medium whose awakening could influence the world. The prophecy pushed Kilika into her sister's shadow. The court's praise turned Amelia's gift into another burden for Kilika. Kilika recalls receiving a potion from Amelia shortly before disaster struck. The memory appears to prove betrayal, driving her to attack with everything she has. The altered memory means her certainty was never reliable evidence. Akira breaks through Kilika's strongest wind attack while Amelia begs her sister to stop. The duel begins exposing contradictions hidden beneath the official story. Akira realizes winning the duel means uncovering the memory behind Kilika's hatred. Elven soldiers reveal they were never truly controlled by Amelia. Their loyalty came from gratitude, not charm, undermining Kilika's central accusation. Their testimony proves affection, not magic, earned Amelia the soldiers' loyalty without coercion or fear. The king removes a memory seal he placed on Kilika. He admits that Amelia was not the person who caused the tragedy separating the sisters. The confession blames the adults who manipulated both sisters. The restored memory shows someone using bait to lure monsters out of the labyrinth. Kilika ran toward the attack because civilians were in danger. The attack was engineered to place the future ruler directly in danger. Kilika died protecting the people she was meant to lead. Amelia witnessed her sister's death and awakened overwhelming power in response. Her death explains the grief and power hidden inside Amelia's silence, long before Akira arrived. Amelia gained both gravity and resurrection, bringing Kilika back to life. The miracle frightened the court, which chose secrecy instead of trusting either princess. Resurrection saved Kilika, but it also convinced the court to fear Amelia. Their father admits he altered memories and separated the twins, hoping time would weaken Kilika's hatred. His plan instead caused Amelia's exile and years of suffering. The sisters suffered because he replaced truth with a controlled story. Kilika finally remembers Amelia's kindness and apologizes. The sisters reconcile while the court rushes to treat the wounds caused by the duel. Their forgiveness finally ends the inherited conflict their father's deception kept alive. The king honors Akira's victory and lets Amelia choose her future. She plans to visit the Beastman continent, where their weapons can be repaired. For the first time, Amelia can choose a destination without royal permission. Amelia asks Akira to call her by name and promises to stay beside him. Their shy exchange makes Yoru complain that both are behaving like children. Using her name marks an important change between them. Sato's party also decides to travel toward the Beastman continent for better equipment. Amelia and Akira say goodbye to Kilika and the Elven court. Both groups are moving toward the same continent for different reasons. The king reveals elves have recently disappeared near the coast. Yoru stays hidden because black cats and demons draw dangerous attention from other races. The disappearances suggest the danger around Amelia extends beyond her own kingdom. Yoru confirms the demon lord can still observe through her senses, but she has not betrayed Akira. She suspects the ruler personally wants to meet him. That connection lets the demon lord observe Akira through Yoru. Near the coast, kidnappers ambush a group of elves and celebrate capturing royal blood for Graham Cluster. Akira detects them before they can escape. The attempted sale confirms Amelia remains valuable to several hidden factions. Akira and Amelia free the captives and learn Graham is a powerful noble on the Beastman continent. The local authorities take the defeated slavers away. Graham becomes the first concrete link between trafficking and royal power. The travelers board a ship for Uru. Akira plans to train, repair his weapons, and grow strong enough to uncover who arranged Saran's murder. The voyage gives Akira time to prepare before entering Graham's territory. Amelia hopes for a romantic voyage, but Akira spends most of it reading books gifted by her father. Their ship finally reaches the Beastman port. Amelia's disappointment shows how differently they imagine traveling together. In Uru, beasts treat humans with contempt and react even more strongly to Yoru. Akira avoids a public fight despite open provocation. Their hostility reflects old violence Akira did not cause but must still endure. Yoru explains that black cats are feared throughout the continent. At the inn, Amelia insists on sharing a room while Yoru quietly gives them privacy. Yoru chooses distance so their growing relationship can develop without interference. Akira falls asleep immediately after the journey. Amelia watches over him until Yoru returns with news about the blacksmith they need. His exhaustion reveals how long he has been forcing himself forward, without allowing proper recovery. Crow, known as the Nightmare Slayer, visits the inn. Amelia arranged the meeting because he is considered the greatest living blacksmith. Crow's arrival connects their equipment problem to the previous hero's history and unfinished legacy. Crow recognizes the god of night and criticizes Akira's technique. Amelia reveals that Crow once traveled with the previous hero's party. His criticism proves the weapon alone cannot correct Akira's habits, even under demanding supervision. He agrees to repair the weapon if Akira brings money and rare monster materials. The city labyrinth provides both materials and experience. The price sends Akira directly into another dangerous training ground, before confronting stronger enemies. Amelia remains behind to ask Crow for combat training. She wants enough strength to support Akira, instead of always relying on his protection. Her request is driven by fear that Akira will keep sacrificing himself. Crow refuses because every former student either quit or broke under his methods. Amelia insists that she will endure anything necessary. Crow expects refusal, while Amelia treats suffering as the price of independence, whatever the pain. Crow calls Yoru the nightmare of Adoria, revealing why beastmen fear black cats. A century earlier, she arrived carrying a warning from the Demon Lord. The title transforms Yoru's quiet past into a warning everyone recognizes. Yoru's demonic instincts took control and transformed the warning into a massacre. Adoria was destroyed, and black cats became symbols of terror. Her loss of control created a hatred that survived long after the city. Yoru admits that guilt once made her believe she did not deserve to live. Serving Akira has given her a new identity and purpose. The contract with Akira turns survival from punishment into a second chance. Crow reveals that his family survived Yoru's initial attack, only to be murdered afterward by another beastman protecting his own interests. Crow's grief, therefore, comes from a later betrayal, not Yoru's massacre, complicating his hatred further. That killer was Graham Cluster, now Crow's target for revenge. He asks Akira to become the assassin who finally ends Graham's life. The request places Akira between Crow's revenge and his refusal to kill. Yoru challenges Crow for hiding behind his dead sister's wishes. She recognizes the same self-destructive excuses she once used to avoid living. Yoru wants Crow to admit that revenge is no substitute for living. The argument is cut short when monsters attack Uru. Akira sends Yoru to protect civilians and faces a familiar green-haired demon near Amelia. The demon's appearance connects the city attack directly to Amelia's abduction, eliminating any remaining coincidence. The green-haired demon introduces himself as Alum and abducts Amelia on the Demon Lord's orders. Yoru reports that he carried her into the Blute Labyrinth. A rescue now requires entering another labyrinth before the trail disappears. Akira's rage erupts into overwhelming shadow magic. He orders Yoru away before the power spreads across the battlefield. The uncontrolled response proves Amelia's safety can override Akira's judgment, placing everyone nearby in immediate and equal danger. For the first time, Akira feels someone from this world matters as much as his family. That realization turns fear for Amelia into destructive fury. That attachment gives his enemies a weakness they can deliberately exploit. Shadow magic drains every reserve and then activates an automatic recovery mode. The monster horde disappears, but Akira collapses from the strain. His victory protects Uru, but the cost leaves Amelia farther away, beyond his reach. Akira wakes in Crow's home more than a day later. Yoru explains that his shadow skill restored mana by itself, despite reaching a lethal limit. Automatic recovery proves shadow magic can act without his permission. He tries to leave immediately, but Crow stops him from charging after Amelia unarmed. The blacksmith has already completed the most urgent work. Crow forces him to replace panic with equipment and a workable plan. Crow gives Akira paired short swords and a hero's ring engraved in Japanese. The ring always points toward whatever its owner is seeking. The ring converts desperation into a direction Akira can actually follow. The ring points to the Blute Labyrinth rather than the Demon Continent. Yoru vows to follow Akira and reminds him their linked lives cannot be wasted. Their contract makes self-sacrifice an impossible solution for either partner. Meanwhile, Alum restrains Amelia and experiments with controlling elves. He waits for a higher-ranked demon who can open a return portal. Alum treats Amelia as cargo, but she keeps searching for useful information while remaining defiant. Amelia questions him to gain time and learns she is being delivered alive to the Demon Lord. Alum confidently says Akira cannot kill him. His confidence suggests the Demon Lord needs her alive for something specific. Beast Princess Leah Lagoon asks to join Akira's rescue. Her tracking skill followed Amelia's scent to the labyrinth entrance. Leah's personal stake makes her more than a guide to the entrance, with independent reasons to fight. Leah demonstrates a spiritual barrier that can protect moving people. She believes Amelia's resurrection magic is the reason demons want her. Her moving defense covers the weakness Akira's offensive skills cannot address while the party advances. Akira accepts her help, and the group races toward the labyrinth. Illum taunts Amelia about Akira's expected death while waiting below. Accepting help shows that Amelia's rescue matters more than Akira's pride during a desperate pursuit. Leah reveals that she once investigated Ritus after losing her family. A dark slime had consumed everyone in her village. Her history begins with another crime the kingdom disguised as a monster attack before Amelia arrived. Her investigation proved the slime had been deliberately altered and released. The Beastman royal family later adopted Leah because of her barrier skill. Adoption gave Leah safety, but not an answer for the destroyed village. She discovered that villagers, beastmen, and elves were sacrificed to summon Akira's class. The kingdom's claim of a demon invasion was a lie. The revelation makes the students' arrival inseparable from the deaths of strangers. Yoru confirms demons have not invaded other continents for centuries. Inside the labyrinth, the party must kill enough monsters to unlock each descent. Every floor now costs time while Illum prepares to move Amelia elsewhere. Yoru transforms into a giant beast to clear the floors quickly, but warns that she may lose control. Akira promises to keep her grounded. The transformation trades control for the speed their rescue desperately needs. Akira continually speaks to Yoru while she runs and fights. His voice prevents her instincts from taking over during the dangerous transformation. Akira's voice functions as an anchor while Yoru's instincts push toward violence. Yoru explains why hatred of demons persists. An early demon lord attacked after other races exiled demons to the barren volcanic continent. The history explains why ordinary people inherited hatred from ancient political crimes. Later, a glory-seeking hero murdered a peaceful demon queen in her sleep. The tragedy reignited a conflict that neither side has forgotten. One celebrated murder transformed a possible peace into generations of retaliation across both races. Yoru asks Akira to remember that some demons seek peace while others embrace domination. The group finally reaches Amelia's chamber. Yoru wants Akira to judge individuals instead of treating either race as innocent despite inherited hatred. Allum blocks the rescue and reminds Akira that the demon lord ordered Amelia delivered alive. Akira refuses to let anyone decide her fate. The confrontation makes Amelia's survival more important than the demon lord's command. Illum attacks with concentrated demon magic that pierces Leah's barrier. Akira survives, but still cannot land a decisive blow against the third-ranked demon. Leah's broken barrier proves Illum can overpower their best defensive option. Akira activates shadow magic and finally overwhelms Illum. Before he can finish the battle, the demon summons more monsters and forces another decision. The extra monsters force Akira to divide his strength between victory and protection. Illum is exhausted and tells Akira to kill him before he regenerates. Akira hesitates because the demon looks and speaks like a human. His hesitation proves appearance and speech still influence whom Akira can kill. Akira admits he cannot execute Illum, even after preparing himself to kill. He imagines Saran would understand the restraint rather than condemn it. Sparing Illum preserves the principles Saran wanted him to keep during the rescue. The second-ranked demon Mihiro Uba arrives and mocks Illum's defeat. Yoru warns Akira that this opponent is far beyond them. Mihiro's arrival turns a difficult rescue into a battle they cannot win normally without another transformation. Mihiro breaks Leah's barrier and seizes Amelia, provoking Akira's killing intent. Yoru urges her master not to lose control. Her capture makes control more important than anger's power while she remains trapped between them. The demon reveals he once lived in Japan and recognizes Akira's family name. He was transported differently and chose to serve demons. Mihiro's past proves other Japanese people reach this world under different conditions. Mihiro plans to kill Akira and take Amelia. He also notices that shadow magic has entered an energy-saving state after the previous fight. The observation confirms Akira cannot simply repeat the power that defeated Illum. Yoru restores part of Akira's mana, then asks to dissolve their contract so she can sacrifice herself. Akira refuses to survive by losing her. Dissolving the contract would save Akira by making Yoru's death meaningless. Instead, Akira trusts Yoru with his life and deepens their connection. She transforms into the legendary form of the dead sage, Rani Trey. Trust rather than sacrifice unlocks the form Yoru had kept hidden. Their combined power finally pressures Mihiro. Akira attacks through Yoru's enhanced body while the demon covers the chamber in magic circles. Their fusion lets Akira challenge Mihiro without abandoning Yoru as a partner, rather than fuel. The battle reminds Akira of how he might have fought beside Saran. That grief sharpens his focus as Yoru's transformation nears its limit. The imagined partnership with Saran turns grief into concentration rather than rage. Akira prepares a final strike after Mihiro exhausts his visible magic circles. The demon, however, has already planted a hidden spell. Mihiro's hidden preparation makes Akira's apparent opening another deliberate trap, before Akira can detect it. Mihiro turns Amelia into a puppet and forces her to stab Akira. She apologizes helplessly while the blade pierces him. The attack weaponizes Amelia's body and Akira's refusal to harm her, making resistance nearly impossible. Shadow magic automatically seals Akira's wound and takes control of his body. The skill switches from recovery into an autonomous combat mode. The autonomous mode protects his life while removing his conscious restraint against Mihiro's spells. The possessed shadow warns Mihiro to release Amelia and retreat. Mihiro refuses, insisting demons are naturally superior to humans. Mihiro now faces the shadow skill itself, forcing him to confront what he feared most. Automatic combat overwhelms Mihiro and breaks the puppet spell. Crow arrives at the crucial moment and helps secure Amelia. Crow's arrival gives Amelia protection while the automatic mode finishes the battle, before Akira regains consciousness. Mihiro recognizes Crow and chooses to withdraw through a teleportation circle. The exhausted rescuers escape before the labyrinth collapses around them. Retreat preserves Mihiro as a future threat and leaves his motives unresolved beyond this encounter. Akira wakes after 3 days with Amelia beside him. Crow confirms everyone survived and returned safely from the labyrinth. Survival brings relief, but 3 lost days show how close Akira came to death, despite his recovery. Sato's party arrives in Uru seeking weapons and finally finds Akira. The classmates apologize for failing to defend him at the palace. The reunion forces both sides to address the accusation they never questioned. Gilles explains he was stripped of rank after helping the students escape. Sato asks Akira to join their group against the Demon Lord. Gilles has already sacrificed his position to carry out Saran's final wishes. The classmates hope defeating the Demon Lord will force Ritus to send them home. Yoru openly doubts both the plan and their strength. Their goal is understandable, but it still depends on trusting another ruler. Akira rejects negotiations with a kingdom that curses people and murdered Saran. Leah reveals the summoning consumed innocent lives, strengthening his warning. Leah's evidence destroys the moral argument for serving Ritus again under its present rulers. He suggests demons may know how to create a portal home, but first he must settle another matter. Afterward, he may cooperate on his own terms. Cooperation remains possible only under Akira's conditions and timing. Sato's group discusses earning Akira's trust and becoming strong enough to fight beside him. Amelia privately fears that Akira will eventually leave her. Amelia's fear grows because strength cannot guarantee Akira will choose to stay. Amelia apologizes for stabbing Akira under Mihiro's control, then admits she fears being forgotten when he returns home. Akira assures her she matters. His reassurance separates her actions under control from the person she is. Akira explains the ring custom from Japan and places one on Amelia's left hand. Their uncertain future becomes a promise to remain together for now. The ring turns their confession into a visible commitment neither can easily dismiss. Akira and Amelia openly confess their love. He promises to protect the bond between them, even if returning home eventually changes everything around them. The promise gives their relationship a future neither can fully predict. Amelia asks Akira not to die, leave, forget her, or look away. He accepts every condition, while his classmates wonder how they can support him. Her demands reveal how deeply his disappearance still frightens her. Sato's party learns that winners of Molly's annual beauty pageant mysteriously disappear. They suspect a trafficking ring and see the case as a chance to prove themselves. The missing winners turn entertainment into a rescue mission. The group invites Amelia to Molly's crowded festival, where food stalls and the pageant immediately capture her attention. Beneath the celebration, the students quietly investigate. Their investigation must remain hidden inside the public celebration. At registration, a demon girl named Lattice Snail is barred from entering solely because of her race. Amelia intervenes when the officials refuse to listen. The discrimination immediately places Amelia against the festival authorities, under public scrutiny. Amelia uses her royal identity to sponsor Lattice Snail's entry. Akira's brief kindness toward the newcomer sparks visible jealousy from Amelia. Her intervention protects Laddie while exposing Amelia's possessive feelings toward Akira in front of the crowd. Yoru recognizes Lattice Snail and greets her as an old acquaintance from demon territory. With Amelia responsible for her behavior, Laddie is finally admitted. Yoru's recognition proves Laddie has a direct connection to demon politics. Laddie enthusiastically campaigns for votes and shows Akira writing left by an earlier summoned hero. The festival preserves traces of Earth through old inventions and language. The old writing confirms summoned heroes changed local culture. Residents recognize Akira as the silent assassin who destroyed the monster horde in Uru. His attempt to remain anonymous has already failed spectacularly. Public fame makes silent movement increasingly difficult for the assassin throughout the city. The Adventurers Guild rewards Akira with an immediate promotion to gold rank. His classmates also display their new ranks while continuing their undercover investigation. The promotion gives his reputation official weight across the kingdom. Away from the crowd, Crow explains that age and depleted magic have made direct revenge impossible. Graham Cluster remains protected by wealth, soldiers, and royal status. Revenge now depends on someone young enough to reach Graham. Crow reveals Graham sold Amelia's travel information to the demons who attacked her. His control of border records made the ambush possible. The betrayal explains how Amelia's enemies anticipated her exact route before she ever departed. A crystal in Leah's staff alerted Crow when she was endangered, allowing him to reach the labyrinth. In return, he formally asks Akira to assassinate Graham. Crow turns an old rescue debt into a lethal contract. Akira refuses to answer immediately, so Crow promises to keep asking. The beauty pageant begins, and Crow's reputation secures the group a private viewing box. The request follows Akira even into the festival's brightest moment. Amelia appears before the audience and instantly becomes the favorite. Akira watches from the box as the normally reserved princess confidently takes the stage. Her confident appearance contrasts sharply with the danger surrounding the winners. Laddie follows with loud magical effects and an energetic appeal for votes. Her performance turns the final round into a contest between demon and elf princesses. Laddie's popularity prevents Amelia from claiming an easy victory. The votes end in the pageant's first tie, making Amelia and Laddie joint winners. Laddie celebrates despite failing to defeat Amelia outright. Sharing the crown unknowingly places both girls inside Graham's prepared trap before either notices. Yoru finally tells Akira that Laddie is the Demon Lord's daughter, who fled after arguing with her father. Elsewhere, Graham orders his agents to watch them. Her identity makes the friendly contest politically dangerous. Graham intends to seize Amelia and sell her back to the demons for rare materials. Laddie also warns Akira that powerful enemies can deliberately hide their status. Hidden statistics make Graham harder to judge or surprise. Laddie leaves to find separate lodging, while Akira casually reveals that he also won the men's pageant. His companions are baffled by how little he cares. His victory adds another unwanted layer to his fame. Amelia notices Akira has barely slept since recovering and uses magic to force him into rest. She refuses to let him destroy himself through constant vigilance. Rest becomes necessary because exhaustion is already weakening his judgment. While Akira sleeps, Amelia confronts Crow about the assassination request. She warns him not to push Akira into killing against his own principles. Protecting Akira now means challenging the man who once saved her. The hero party goes to collect the prizes without waking Akira. Expecting traffickers to appear, they hope to prove they can handle danger without his protection. Their independence will be tested against enemies prepared to kill. At the isolated award site, Graham's men demand that Amelia come with them. The supposed ceremony is revealed as the trap used on every previous winner. The pageant's reward system was designed to isolate its victims. The kidnappers admit they sell victims and harvest bodies for profit. Amelia and Laddie overpower them, but Asahina stops Amelia from delivering a fatal blow. Asahina's intervention preserves the captives for judgment instead of revenge. Asahina argues that even criminals have histories no one else may erase. She cannot save everyone, but she refuses to watch Amelia execute helpless captives. Her principle creates tension even after the immediate danger ends. One classmate explains that Crow trained her mother and later raised her after the woman collapsed. She sees him as family and does not blame him for the tragedy. Crow became the family she had left. Yoru discovers tracking devices planted by Graham's servants on the pageant winners. With Amelia marked as their next target, the group must move quickly. The trackers prove Graham expected the winners to survive the first trap. The devices record images like cameras, another idea inherited from earlier heroes. Akira gathers everyone in one room to plan their response. Understanding the devices gives Akira a chance to mislead their observers before leaving Mali. Akira confronts the classmates for hiding the trafficking investigation, but accepts that they chose to fight for themselves. His first priority remains stopping Graham. Respecting their choice marks a change in how Akira treats them. The next destination is Uruk, capital of the Beastfolk Kingdom and Graham's power base. Akira insists on facing him alone while the hero party continues toward demon territory. Separating them keeps his classmates away from Graham. They agree to reunite at an old hut once used by a legendary hero's party. The students purchase supplies while Akira searches for books for the journey. The meeting point preserves their alliance across separate journeys. Amelia again asks Crow to train her, explaining that Graham will keep using her to manipulate Akira. Impressed by her resolve, Crow finally accepts her as a student. Training answers Amelia's fear of becoming leverage again. Before the parties separate, Giles gives Akira a bag recovered from Saran's room. The commander apparently left it behind specifically for him. Saran's final possession keeps guiding Akira through one last gift. Crow pushes Amelia through exhausting lessons and is surprised by her rapid growth. He admits Leah was named after the elven princess he once admired. The name reveals how long Leah has carried Crow's memory. He begins explaining inversion, a legendary skill that can reproduce and cancel observed magic. Learning it requires mastery of an ancient language capable of breaking minds. The skill could counter Graham, but mastery may destroy Amelia. Crow's unusual lifespan gave him decades to study, but revenge has consumed those years. He now wants the long pursuit of Graham to end. His remaining time is measured against a revenge he cannot complete alone. Meanwhile, Yoru scouts with Laddie, who turns the serious assignment into an excuse to travel. Their search continues as Akira's party reaches Uruk. Their lighter journey contrasts with the pressure closing around Akira inside Uruk's walls. Uruk is a vast city built around canals. Leah arranges to guide Akira and Amelia after they secure lodging. Its waterways make movement easy, but also give Graham many routes of control through trade and transport. Akira and Amelia spend their free hours sampling local food like a date. Amelia promises to become strong enough that he no longer has to fight alone. The promise changes protection from duty into partnership. Leah arrives and takes them through the canal district by boat. She then escorts them to the royal palace for a meal with her adoptive family. The invitation draws them directly into Uruk's royal conflict. At the palace, Leah compares her enhanced barrier with Crow's inversion. Amelia's decision to study the dangerous skill surprises everyone. Amelia accepts the mental danger because ordinary defenses have repeatedly failed against increasingly powerful enemies. The Beastfolk King thanks Akira for saving Leah, but Akira warns that the shadow power used in Uru acted without his control. The admission prevents the king from mistaking raw power for obedient service. The king then asks Akira to assassinate Graham, whose crimes threaten the crown. Akira refuses to become a convenient weapon for royal politics. His refusal keeps Crow's revenge from becoming another king's command disguised as justice. Angered by the refusal, the king insults Akira and orders the knight commander to test him. Leah protests, but the duel is already decided. The insult turns a political disagreement into a public test of strength. The commander's formal challenge begins in the palace arena. Akira avoids each attack and exposes the enormous gap between them. Restraint lets Akira prove superiority without humiliating Leah's people through needless injury before the watching court. Akira wins without revealing his full strength, forcing the king to acknowledge him. The king then questions whether a human can share an elf's long future. The question shifts the contest from power to Amelia's future. Amelia is moved when Akira answers that their unequal lifespans do not erase the present. His words reassure her despite the painful reality ahead. For Amelia, choosing the present is more valuable than promised eternity. Back at the inn, Amelia stays close to Akira after the confrontation. Their quiet moment is interrupted when Crow begins discussing Graham and Sarin. Their brief peace gives Crow's revelation greater emotional weight. Crow reveals that Graham Cluster is connected to Saran's murder as well as his sister's death. The two revenge paths have always led to the same man. Saran's death finally makes the assassination contract personal to Akira. Crow confirms Saran Mithray was killed by soldiers serving Graham Cluster. Akira, already indebted to the commander, finally understands how their enemies connect. The confirmation transforms suspicion into a debt Akira cannot easily ignore. He formally renews the contract to assassinate Graham, the man who also murdered Crow's sister. Akira remains uncertain and refuses to answer immediately. Crow's grief now mirrors the loss Akira has barely begun processing. Crow offers a guide ring and passage toward demon territory as payment. Akira insists the final decision must remain his alone. The payment offers practical access but cannot decide the moral question hidden inside the contract. Graham's enhanced soldiers use stimulants to rival demons while surrendering their minds. The same expendable army overwhelms Saran and protects Graham from retaliation. Graham's army is powerful precisely because he treats human lives as fuel. The stimulants require rare materials obtained through trafficking deals with demons. Akira understands that delaying Graham will only create more victims. Every postponed decision allows the trafficking network to feed another batch of enhanced disposable soldiers. Leah apologizes for her father's attempt to use Akira as a political pawn. She confirms the king also wanted Graham removed before the scandal weakened the crown. Her apology separates Leah from her father's manipulation. To make amends, Leah offers another tour of Uruk. Akira, Amelia, Crow, and Leah set out through the historic city together. The peaceful walk gives them one final, shared pause before choosing violence. Amelia quietly separates the group so Leah can spend time alone with Crow. Akira recognizes her attempt to encourage Leah's obvious affection. Amelia creates a private moment neither Crow nor Leah would request themselves. During their walk, Amelia asks Akira to reject the assassination and reach demon territory without Crow. She fears killing Graham will permanently change him. Her objection comes from love rather than sympathy for Graham. Laddie repeats that every life has a story and refuses to support needless killing. Her opposition to her father's cruelty explains why she left demon territory. Laddie's principle challenges the simple logic of necessary murder. Laddie and Yoru stop at a traveler's inn while gathering information. The busy stables reveal how merchants and adventurers move rapidly through the kingdom. The ordinary traffic helps hide criminal shipments among legitimate travelers. A traveler warns them that Uruk's guild offers suspicious jobs involving demons and unsafe transport. The assignments likely conceal Graham's illegal trade. The warning provides another independent trail back to Graham's organization, beyond Crow's own testimony. They learn Graham uses adventurers to carry forbidden goods toward Riitis. Laddie's habit of leaving autographs nearly distracts from the valuable discovery. Their discovery links the guild directly to Riitis and the demons across national borders. Amelia declares she will become strong enough to protect Akira, no matter which enemy appears. Crow's failing health makes her fear the cost of refusing his request. Her determination grows while Crow's time continues shrinking. Crow takes Leah to a field of red spider lilies brought by an earlier hero. He refuses to teach inversion because the ancient language could destroy her mind. He will not let revenge destroy Leah too. Leah says the quiet field should be shared with someone important. She gently suggests that Crow still deserves companionship and happiness. Her invitation offers Crow a future beyond the target he hates if he accepts it. Crow rejects happiness because revenge has defined his entire life. He believes someone seeking another person's death has surrendered that right. That belief makes Graham's survival the last condition of Crow's identity after decades of pursuit. Elsewhere, the hero party hunts and prepares camp during its journey. Their ordinary teamwork slowly replaces the dependence they once placed on titles and royal orders. Learning ordinary skills prepares them for danger without Akira. Sada admits Giles is helping because Saran would have done the same. The students also acknowledge that Akira was distant, even before their summoning. Their reflections turn Saran's influence into a guide for the journey. They accept that their hero status was built on lies and that Akira is stronger because he commits to his choices. Sato vows to overcome his hesitation. His promise marks the hero's first independent conviction. One student confesses his feelings and asks whether uncertainty makes his choice wrong. The answer is simple. Act honestly but accept the consequences. Honesty matters only when the speaker accepts what it may change. Akira remembers an argument from Japan when his family had to leave their old home. His younger sister resisted because the house represented their missing father. The memory reconnects his current fear with an earlier loss. His mother explains that family matters more than any building. The three move together and create a new home through shared meals and responsibilities. Their new home survived because they chose one another over the past. The memory reminds Akira how completely assassination could separate him from that peaceful life. Returning home may no longer mean truly belonging there. Graham's death may save others while making that distance permanent, even after returning. 1 month after the students vanish, Japanese news still reports no answers. Akira's family continues waiting, unaware of what he has become. The unresolved disappearance keeps his old world frozen while he changes, beyond anything they can imagine. In Japan, Akira's family keeps searching despite the month of silence. His mother and sister cling to the belief that he will return home. Their hope contrasts with the violent decision now facing him. In Uruk, Laddie treats reconnaissance like sightseeing, while Yoru struggles to keep her focused. They move through crowded streets searching for information about Graham. Laddie's distractions slow the search but make strangers lower their guard. Laddie becomes absorbed in Uruk's attractions, but finally agrees to question adventurers. Yoru reminds her that Akira urgently needs evidence. Her social confidence becomes useful once she treats the mission seriously, without sacrificing her natural charm. An adventurer admits the guild offers well-paid illegal work connected to demons. Laddie's charm gets him talking, though her friendliness nearly derails the questioning. The testimony gives them a living witness to the guild's hidden business. Yoru receives Akira's telepathic order and takes Laddie to Graham's guild. The building's position beside a church reflects his influence over the city. Graham's influence corrupts even places that appear sacred. Inside, drunken workers serving Graham harass them. Laddie effortlessly knocks the men aside, allowing Yoru to inspect the closed guild. Her effortless response clears the room without turning the search into murder, despite their open hostility. They notice the floors do not align and uncover a concealed attic room. Laddie reaches it from the roof and retrieves the hidden records. The architectural mismatch reveals exactly where Graham hid his evidence. The documents list stimulant production, supply routes, trafficking deals, demon trade, and mercenaries sent to Ritus. Crow's accusations are fully supported. The records connect every accusation into one organized system of exploitation, extending far beyond Uruk. Crow immediately suspects the evidence was intentionally easy to steal. Graham planted the archive where intruders would find it and expose whoever betrayed him. Finding proof may therefore expose Crow's informants before it reaches a court. At Graham's office, the trap succeeds. He identifies a disloyal servant, executes him before the others, and begins hunting the thieves. The execution shows Graham values fear more than loyalty or investigation before his terrified followers. Crow's wider investigation reveals that Ritus is preparing a pretext for war with Uruk. Exposing Graham's trafficking would turn royal scandal into international conflict. Truth itself could become the spark Ritus needs to justify invasion. The king of Ritus wants mass casualties to fuel an equivalent exchange skill capable of resurrecting one person. A war would provide the necessary lives. The resurrection plan reduces thousands of strangers to a single magical price. Akira's classmates remain trapped under Ritus's control and would be sent to the front as heroes. Killing or exposing Graham could therefore endanger them as well. Their captivity makes any direct solution dangerous across both kingdoms. After the grim briefing, Crow mentions discounted books and a famous meat lunch. Amelia and Laddie immediately turn the intelligence meeting into a shopping plan. The sudden normality gives everyone relief without resolving the choice. The party splits so they can reach both shops. Laddie accompanies Amelia while Yoru stays with the distracted Akira. The division leaves Yoru alone with the person carrying the heaviest burden, before he chooses Graham's fate. Akira cannot concentrate on reading because Graham's fate dominates his thoughts. Yoru notices his unease and asks him to speak honestly. The decision has consumed even the refuge Akira normally finds in books. Yoru promises to guard their surroundings and reminds Akira that their contract allows complete trust. Silence, she warns, only creates regrets later. Her request turns their magical contract into emotional responsibility rather than mere tactical support. Akira weighs Laddie's belief that killing ends a person's story against the practical need to stop Graham. He still hesitates to call himself an assassin. The argument is no longer about capability, but identity. Yoru warns that repeated killing slowly erodes the heart, even for monsters. She does not want Akira to become the empty creature she once was. Her own past makes the warning impossible for him to dismiss. She distinguishes murder for desire from killing to protect someone. Whatever Akira chooses, Yoru promises to stand beside him and bear the cost. The distinction offers him a principle, not permission to stop feeling. Akira asks Yoru to share her secrets too, including her connection to Mahiro and the sage form she used. She promises to explain when the time is right. Mutual trust must eventually include her hidden history. They wait at Graham's guild, expecting him to appear eventually. Akira chooses patience over storming the heavily guarded mansion. Waiting reduces casualties and forces Graham to appear where witnesses can limit him. A silver-ranked adventurer named Raoul insults them and starts a fight. Guild worker Karia intervenes before the confrontation escalates. The interruption tests whether Akira can avoid violence over wounded pride, inside territory already controlled by Graham. Raoul recognizes Amelia and the famous silent assassin, then becomes an enthusiastic admirer. He apologizes and begs Akira to accept him as a student. The absurd reversal briefly lowers the tension inside the hostile guild. The noisy exchange ends when Graham Cluster enters the guild himself. Akira finally stands face-to-face with the man behind Saran's death. Their meeting removes the last distance between Akira and his target. Graham invites Amelia to his mansion and dismisses Akira as a nobody avoiding his hero duties. Akira refuses to let rank or tradition dictate his life. Titles mean nothing. Graham deliberately mocks Saran's death and admits that cameras on the Night Ravens recorded it. The provocation confirms he knows exactly how to wound Akira. The cruelty is deliberate. Karia protests when Graham orders Amelia captured and every obstacle killed. Raoul pulls her away as the guild erupts into violence. The guild becomes a battlefield around Amelia. Graham's enhanced soldiers can see through concealed presence because he copied mystic eyes like Saran's. Akira's usual escape methods are already countered. Their preparation neutralizes his usual advantage. Leah uses gravity magic to stop the soldiers long enough for Akira and Amelia to run. Graham's men chase them through the guild. The escape window lasts only seconds. Laddie swoops down and carries the fugitives away by air. From above Uruk's lights, the group gains enough distance to regroup safely. Flight prevents Graham from surrounding them before a plan is formed. Laddie leaves before blood is spilled, while Yoru reports that Graham's enhanced soldiers resisted both concealment and ordinary attacks. A direct assault would fail. Stealth alone cannot protect them. The soldiers reinforce equipment with mana produced by lethal stimulants. Crow advises Akira to fight like an assassin instead of challenging the entire force openly. Open battle means death. Graham seals every exit from the capital with surveillance and gives his men until noon to locate Amelia. The search transforms Uruk into a controlled trap. Every exit closes. He plans to sell Amelia to the demons and use the payment to manufacture stronger stimulants. His current soldiers are disposable prototypes expected to die. His soldiers are expendable. Akira decides Graham cannot remain alive because he will never stop hunting Amelia. Gilles then gives him the device Saran left inside the recovered bag. Saran's message remains unopened. Saran's recorded message begins with awkward humor, but quickly reaches its purpose. He tells Akira that an assassin does not have to kill. The recording addresses the exact identity Akira fears he must accept. The commander urges Akira to value life and concentrate on returning home. He specifically asks him never to seek revenge if Saran dies. His final request places survival above justice, pride, and repayment from beyond death. Saran calls revenge meaningless and reminds Akira that this world's injustices are not his burden alone. He trusts Akira to choose without surrendering to emotion. Trust gives Akira freedom but also removes revenge as an excuse. The message ends with Saran admitting his admiration for Akira. The praise makes Akira feel even less worthy of ignoring the commander's final wish. The admiration hurts because Saran believed in his restraint more than power. Crow arrives as the client and asks for Akira's decision. Akira accepts the target but refuses permission to kill anyone else unnecessarily. The condition preserves Akira's right to control how the mission unfolds without collateral deaths. Amelia begs Akira not to go because she knows he does not truly want to kill. He apologizes but cannot leave Graham free to pursue her. Protecting her requires violating the future she wants for him. Yoru accompanies her master into the night. Akira uses stealth and diversion to bypass Graham's enhanced guards without turning them into additional victims. Their approach proves an assassination can limit casualties instead of multiplying them. A masked assassin hired by the king attacks the same target. Akira defeats the rival and continues toward Graham, refusing to abandon the contract. Sparing the rival keeps Saran's lesson alive during the mission. As he closes in, Akira reflects that everyone in this world has suffered injustice, including demons, summoned students, Saran, and even those who caused the conflict. Understanding injustice does not erase Graham's continuing choice to harm. Akira kills Graham, but afterward admits his hand shook before the strike. Once the man died, however, he felt no relief, grief, or satisfaction. The result ends the threat without delivering the closure revenge promised. The absence of emotion frightens him more than the act itself. Akira believes he has crossed the line into becoming a genuine assassin. He fears indifference will make the next death easier to accept. He blames himself for not killing the King of Ritus earlier, imagining Saran might still be alive. Amelia rejects that guilt and promises to remain beside him. Her answer separates responsibility from impossible hindsight. Amelia vows to stop Akira if he ever becomes a monster, while Yoru dedicates her life to him as well. Their promises give him a path forward. Their loyalty gives him limits he cannot define alone. News of Graham's death spreads through Uruk. Sato's intuition tells him Akira has changed, and the hero party continues toward demon territory to meet him again. The victory closes one conspiracy, but Akira's greater conflict remains unresolved beyond Graham's death.